conversation. Mr. Clark. Okay. Get straight to it. Sack 6. Zion is our special guest today. She's going to help us with our Sack 6. That's her Facebook notifications going off. Let her know to share that with your Facebook friends.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you all for you guys coming on the Instagram. I can hear myself talking on our Facebook. Did you share? Awesome. So we got so much to talk about, you guys. Let us learn, grow, and heal together. That's why we're coming here from I Am Sack Foundation. We just had a crazy birthday weekend here, a crazy house party. It was lit, as the kids would say. It was on fire, hot fire, as I would say. But it was lit, you know what I mean? A lot of love and support came out from my birthday weekend. And so if you didn't tell me happy birthday, if you didn't come to my birthday event, if you haven't supported the movement by becoming a member at www.iamsackevents.org, if you haven't went to www.iamsackfoundation.com and made a donation towards the movement, shame on your ass. I just want to say that right. Straight out. Shame on you. Because it's a movement, not a moment. And we have a Sack 6 program here that is deeper than my birthday don't mean nothing without the movement. So our Sack 6 program is simple. I'm going to let Zion help you guys out. A lot of people don't know it. Some people do know it. So Zion, what is number one when it comes to the Sack 6?
Yeah, number one is bridge the gap between the law enforcement and
come on now,
community.
Get it together. Come on.
Yeah, how we can bridge the gap between our police officers or public protectors with the community and underserved community. And the second one is, of course, inform and educate about policy and legislation.
And then let me stop you right there. Policy and legislative change, that is legacy on paper. See, and when she says inform, she's meaning giving facts. You got to give the facts. Talk what you know, not what you think. Opinions are like assholes. We all have them. We don't give a damn about your opinions. Inform us. Give us the facts. And when she says the word educate, what she is saying is to give us moral, social, or intellectual instruction to take us on a higher level. Yeah. You might not be there when it comes to social. You might not be there when it comes to moral, but you might need that intellectual. So that's what she's saying when she says inform and educate. And when she says policy and legislative change, what she is talking about is Stephon Clark's law, something that was signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, which changes the use of force from reasonable to necessary. Very important that we know what these terms mean and we understand them clearly when we're articulating them to the masses. What's number 3?
The number 3 is provide resource and healing spaces for those who need.
Number 4.
Number 4 is commemorate the life and legacy of Stephon Clark in a positive light.
Number 5.
Number 5, and receive recommendation from the community, from nonprofit, so something like this don't ever happen again.
And number 6.
Number 6 is actually spread the gospel of everybody love everybody.
Thank you so much for that. And if you guys don't know, Zion, business partner, helps with the foundation, helped get the movement rolling here in Sacramento. Been so supportive. She created the Broadway International Festival. She owns Queen Sheba Ethiopian Restaurant on Broadway. I've been there 15 years. Over 15 years. Some of the best Ethiopian food you'll ever get. Okay? And she's just been a great person in the community. And I brought her here because when we said provide resources and healing spaces, we believe you give a man a fish, eat for a day. Teach him how to use the internet.
He'll eat for life.
No, you might not never hear from him again. You might not never hear from that brother again, okay? So be mindful of that. Yeah. But the reason I brought Zion here is because she's working on this new film project, and it's called Zion Utopia. She's going to be coming to local TV and local internet everywhere and national as well. That's the point of it. And she's doing such a big project that I wanted her to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about that, because it's a community project. We need more unity in the community. Okay? Yeah. We do. Mm-hmm. Because I can't do it alone. I've been fighting since day one. It feels like alone. Mm-hmm. And we still ain't got accountability on the level that we deserve it for our people. Yeah. Look at Jaylani Day. Jaylani Day was found in the lake, in the river, with his organs missing. And his family still ain't got no accountability. Mm-hmm. The George Floyd Policing Act. We have a Democratic president. We don't have Trump in office. And yet Joe Biden can't obviously get that done. Mm-hmm. Accountability on not some levels, but all levels. And I think what my business partner here, Zion, is trying to do is provide a platform to bring about not only accountability, but to bridge gaps to further understanding. To talk about the situations and the things that the people are not talking about on a higher level when it comes to inclusive economic development, when it comes to promotion of intellectual independence, when it comes to community sustainability, when it comes to bridging the gap in community policing, when it comes to accountability on not some levels, but all levels. Because as you got to know that we're coming into a new era, a new time, and new levels requires new devils. Huh? New levels requires
and new angels too.
New devils. New angels too, yeah. But the higher you go, that's why Diddy said, more money, more problems. More problems. More the higher you go, hopefully you growing. Because practice makes improvement. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes improvement. As long as, you see, I've taken so many losses, and most of you guys have seen my losses broadcasted in the public, you know, seeing me at my lowest point. I've taken many losses. But they're not losses to me because I look at each of those losses as lessons. And I've been blessed in those lessons. I would have never became and done what I've been able to do if I wouldn't have took those lessons. And I've learned from Zion, who has been one of the greatest business partners and advocates for cannabis and socialpreneurs and fighter. She is one of the toughest people that I know. She just came back from Ethiopia. They're in war out there. She was still out there. She didn't want to leave because she's so 10 toes down in the ground. And some of y'all don't even want to fight for your own community. And she out there in a war-torn country, a country where the people from both sides of her families are fighting against each other and killing one sides of one another. And she was over there and not willing to leave. She didn't want to leave because she is connected to her people in Ethiopia. And she is here with me, and I'm so excited to introduce her and let her talk to you guys about all the things that she's doing. We are coming into a new phase. They got this metaverse stuff coming out. They got all this sex they selling to the mass media. The drugs are being laced. They're hearing reports of weed being laced with fentanyl. Weed is being laced with fentanyl. Soon, people are going to be dying from smoking marijuana because the weed has not been tested. The weed has not been. That's why they got also rulings and regulations on the federal front, because things like this are starting to happen. Next thing you know, they're going to be lacing your damn whole milk. Now they got a new variant of the coronavirus. There's a new variant they said that hasn't in California yet. Do not be intimidated by the spirit of fear. Huh? Do not. Bruce Lee says, no fear. There is a woman, I tell y'all this all the time. There is a woman who killed a bear because the bear attacked her child. What I'm telling you is that love casts out fear. And sometimes you don't feel the love because you see all this stuff on the media, the metaverse and the new variant of the coronavirus and all the shootings that are happening and taking place, all the community violence, the new diseases that are coming out, and all types of madness.
And the fake news.
And the fake news. Fake media, and that's why Zion is creating Zion Utopia to combat that with the real media, to give you the voice for the voiceless, to give you some change, to give you some real news. Because what they want to show you on Fox 40 is and all these other news, and I got people that work for Fox 40, I got people that work for CBS. I love you, Chris Thomas with ABC 10. But a lot of that stuff on that news is just for ratings. It's all for ratings. The news goes by ratings. News stations compete with one another. They're not trying to give you the best and adequate news. They are giving you the news based on the ratings. Why you think my story was, how you think I'm so known in households all across Black America? It's because the news wanted to perpetuate this image of an angry Black man. And a lot of you people bought it. You sold out. You rather turn against your own brother than turn against the system that's going to kill your own brother. And not fight for the accountability like I fight for you or your brother or my brother. Too many cowards, too many sellouts, too many people doing anything for a like or a view or a damn dollar. They sell your damn mama for $1 because you haven't grew up on morals and virtues and things. Let me tell you something. I ain't been in a movement like this, like all that my whole life. I mean, I did a song for Trayvon Martin. I made a song called Black Men. I've done many songs, but I've never been in a movement like the way I am until the death of my brother, Stephon Alonzo Clark, after he was assassinated in my grandmother's backyard in less than 22.2 seconds, leaving behind 2 children. And when I seen that happen to me, I realized that my silence is compliance. If I'm not speaking up against the atrocities that are not just happening by the police in our community, but by the community to our community, then I am failing not only my community and my people, but I am failing the legacy of my dear brother, Stephon Alonzo Clark. He was a prophet, a martyr, inshallah, and that will not be tolerated. That's why Stephon Clark has his own law. That's why Stephon Clark has murals all around this city. That's why Stephon Clark has his own playground. That's why Stephon Clark has his own resource center. That's why Stephon Clark has his own Justice cannabis tree and cookie stores everywhere. That's why Stephon Clark has his own middle school opening in fall 2022. That's why Stephon Clark is not just another hashtag. That's why Stephon Clark will live on for generations and generations and generations and generations long after you and I have left this earth. I decree it, declare, pronounce, and announce it. All you got to do is receive it now. Amen. This is deeper than politics. And a lot of you people won't understand it, unfortunately, until it's your loved one. Wake up. I'm going to tell you right now, wake up, because we ain't got that much time. We're having a march. Next year's my march. Our march, the People's March, the Families United for Justice and Accountability March, Uncle Bobby's March, Oscar Grant's March, George Floyd's March, Breonna Taylor's, Ahmaud Arbery's, and Tatiana Jefferson. We're bringing out those families here to Sacramento, California on March 18th for the first annual Justice and Accountability March. Sean King will be here in Sacramento. Benjamin Crump, George Floyd's family. Attorney Mark Harris. We're going to have so many great people here speaking at the steps of the Capitol. But it's not enough if we're not talking about the actionable items. What do we do after the protest? What do we do after the marching? What are our actionable items? Are we just standing in solidarity and not organizing? Because solidarity without organization is useless. Just like transparency without accountability means nothing. It's a movement, not a moment. What are we doing? What are we doing? How are you going to use your influence? I will tell you what to do right now. You DM me, you send me a message on how you can be a part of the movement. You send me a message on how you can help with the merch. You send me a message on how you can help with Zion's Utopia. Get on her film crew. She needs filmographers. She needs cinematographers. She needs writers. She needs producers. She needs artists. She needs mechanics. Damn it. She needs love. She need people that's going to become with the intellect. She needs people that's ready to plot, plan, mobilize, organize, strategize, centralize, weaponize on not some levels but all levels. She needs people that's with the movement and not the moment. We got to strategize. And Zion, you just came from Ethiopia. And it's a war out there. Can you explain it to the people what it looked like in Ethiopia? Explain to people about the Tigray and the Ethiopian entry and what all the fighting comes from and everything. Give those people a historical lesson about a real war, what's going on, because they live in these comfortable ass Americans. They come here to spoil. We all live in, we got electricity. We're able to log into these phones and do all that. You can't do that in Ethiopia like this. We can't. They blocked the Facebook. Can you just talk to them a little bit? Inform them a little bit about what's really going on in the world.
Yeah, like you were saying, I just came back from Ethiopia. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. I went there for vacation. Of course, I needed to take a break from the war in here. The spiritual
There's a war here,
and the work we have to do every day today. The past 3 years, helping the community, but it's not easy. And then I needed a break from the coronavirus, from the work. We've been working so hard, to go to Ethiopia, my home country, for vacation, the same time for work too. I have my Shiba farms there and here. So when I went there, obviously it was, Ethiopia is in a war right now. The ethnic war going on that I was not really anticipating. But I was there with the people for good or better, for the worse. These are your people, so you stay with them. And I stayed for a whole month. But like you were saying, too much war everywhere going on. We fight over everything. We fight over ethnicity. We fight over, our color, different from we're from Africa or African American. We have a lot of black women and white women. We don't have no connection. So there's a lot of bridge between different ethnics, different colors, different religion. Those kind of things is what it causes the war or economic disaster. So in Ethiopia, even though, for me, it's different tribal, my two different ethnic fighting, my mom's side and my dad's side, it's I'm mainly in not in the politics, in business. So I always go back into still our history, why we black people as black people, we always, instead of fighting for our economy, while we're fighting each other, whether here, because you are in a different location, or in Ethiopia because you are in a different ethnic, or in another African country because you are a different religion. So I think we need to get that out of that mentality where we think we have to fight for everything and instead focusing on our economy, creating wealth, generational wealth. Like we hear, we're living in opportunity land. This is America, where people like me or from Europe or Asia, people come here to get that opportunity. But when I see here, our people, our black people who already their ancestors paid for it, still when it comes to the opportunity, we're not there. Do you see what I mean? So that can make us fight too because of the lack of economy. That's why I work on food justice, economic justice, not only here, not only in Africa, the same problem, because of, some ethnic group feeling they are oppressed. So they think, we have to fight for our economy, whether legitimate or not, that's different. But what I'm saying is we need to, as black people, we need to figure out our problem and solution why we have to fight and kill each other. It's just got to stop, whether it's in Africa or in America or Jamaica, whatever it is, in Caribbean island. we're still killing each other, fighting. So this is why we created that media, Zion Ethiopia Media. How do we communicate, have our voice from our own side of the story, whether if it's Africa or here, African American or Caribbean? How do we tell the world our story so they can understand and be part of the solution, not just the problem, and just, oh, look at the Black people fighting and they don't. What is the problem behind it? Who's causing behind it? How are we falling into every time the divide and conquer? Do you see what I mean? That was put into us, but we got to reverse all that through media. That's the only way. So that's what we've been working from grounds up. But how do we reach out to the rest of our people in the world, and then other people to help us solve that problem too? Because it's not just Black problem, it's the world problem. If we don't solve African problem, then we're still not solving world problem. If we don't solve our African American problem here, our kids problem, then it's America problem. Do you see what I mean? Because our ancestors came here 400 years ago from Africa, slaved and worked, died and for this country. So how is our kids, our Black kids, are underserved, underprivileged? Do you see what I mean? So we have to work on the economy. How do we unite together and build our economy, be civilized in a way, benefit not just ourselves, generation to come? That's what we've been working on too the past 2-3 years. But I think media will help us communicate, like you said, inform and educate people through media. Because I feel not CNN communicating well when it comes to Black people, or BBC, or whatever news outlet we have. Everything they talk about, nothing when it comes to Black people. I just don't feel like they're communicating it right, and they're helping us into a place when we need to be helped. So we got to take it in our hands and help ourselves. That's where I'm at.
I agree.
Yeah. And we have the resource here with the technology, the fund here. We're working so hard to get that so we can pass it to the generation to come.
So important.
That is so important.
Thank you for that, Zion, for sharing that wise words of wisdom and information. I've said numerous times that a white man's heaven can sometimes feel like a Black man's hell.
Yeah. Especially in Africa. We have the diamond, the gold, the petrol, the resource, and everything. But our people in Africa are living under poverty. Over 50% of the people live under poverty, where Europeans are taking all the resource and everything from Africa, and the kids are privileged and living, you know what I mean, and wealthy. So it just don't make sense. We gave you our resource, we gave you our people, we gave you all this. What are you giving us back now? They're still holding their information, they're still holding their technology, they're still holding their funds. So if we don't get that as Black people, how can we help ourselves? They're not helping us. So we still, most of our Black people still live under poverty. So we got to help ourselves. We have to. That's the only way.
Like I've said numerous times, thank you for that, Zion, as well. But like I've said numerous times, for Black man's hell is a white man's heaven. And so much work needs to be done when it comes to the SAC 6.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you guys all to become a member of the movement, not the moment, at www.iamsacevents.org. But let me be frank. All right, you guys. Becoming a member is not for me, it's for the community, it's for the people.
Mm-hmm.
JFK, a lot of you guys' favorite president, he said it's not what your country could do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
Yep.
It's not what your community can do for you. It's what you can do for your community.
Yeah.
Malcolm X. Everybody know I love me some Malcolm X. And the reason Zion is so passionate about this media thing she's creating, Zion Utopia, is because she understands the words of Malcolm X when he says the media is the most powerful entity on earth because they have the power to make the innocent look guilty and the guilty look innocent.
Yes.
We've seen from time and time again how the media will assassinate a loved one, put that grieving mother on television, roll that press conference out, then have that DA or that attorney general come out and assassinate the victim. Only in America will they kill you on the streets, then get on TV and do it all over again. Only in America, where the media, the most powerful entity on earth, because they're feeding you this. Even Facebook and Instagram and all these are media outlets. Yeah. That's why it's called social media. Yeah. They're brainwashing you. Can you imagine how many followers Hitler would have had? I mean, we have a saying in the movement, Hitler had millions of followers. Jesus only had 12. So imagine if he had an Instagram account. How much hate would be following him because of how much hate is in this world. Yeah. And sad to think about. Sad. Love cast out fear. I've said that plenty of times. That's why when you see me jumping on that mayor's desk, that ain't nothing compared to what you do. You keep killing our brothers across these streets in America. Ain't no telling how these next brothers gonna react. Because I can guarantee you, these young people ain't marching for the next 30 to 100 years. I can guarantee you that. And I can also guarantee you that passion without direction is chaos. And the passion with the direction, that march, that Zion Utopia, the I Am SAC Foundation, that I Am SAC events, that's purpose. Yes. Because it puts the movement, it gives it meaning. What is a movement without meaning? Huh? What is a teacher without a student? Huh? What is a preacher without a church? The movement has to have meaning. What are you teaching? What are you preaching? What are you talking about? That's going to take me to new levels. But keep me reminded that if I'm going to take these new levels, I got to be waiting for them devils. Like I said, new levels do require new devils. Are you prepared for that next phase? Because everybody want to go higher. Everybody want to do more. Everybody want to have a nonprofit, 501c3. Everybody want to have LLCs, but then you don't want to pay taxes. Then you don't want to go out there and hand out turkeys and feed the homeless. Then you don't want to be a public figure. Nah, it's more than that. Then you don't want to play politics. Because once you get in this, you got to play politics. You don't have that. You can't say, well, I don't want to play politics. No, you don't have that option once you're in this. Otherwise, get your ass back. That's a position. Ass back. Because whenever you try to get in the game, coach said, get your ass back. You need to play that position. Get your ass back. Stay your ass back. Because you're not ready for this. Because this will eat you up if you don't have the thick skin. This world is only ran by 5% of people. Right? And there's a reason that, because a lot of people don't think for themselves. Too many sheep, too many followers. That's why they call y'all followers on the internet. They call them followers. And only in the internet and drug dealing are you called a user. There's a reason. Only in those platforms, whether you're a user, the internet will call you a user. User this. What's your user code? What's this? And the drug dealers will call you a user because they know. We cannot be brainwashed, you guys. We cannot, especially when it comes to the system. We cannot be desensitized, especially when it comes to killing our loved ones, killing our babies. How long is too long? Ain't y'all sick and tired of being sick and tired? How many times have I came on these conversations with Mr. Clark's and told you guys, elephants don't swat flies. Hard head make a soft ass. If you knew better, you'd do better. Same shit make you laugh, same shit that make you cry. Giraffes don't respond at the levels of turtles. You can't turn chickens into eagles. How many times have we went over life lessons? I'm waiting for us to apply these life lessons and instill these life lessons in our children and our babies. Love. That's why everybody love everybody. John 15:12 in our Bible, in the Word, it says, love each other as I have loved you. I know a lot of people don't believe in Jesus no more because everybody want to be so woke now. But it's not about that. It's about love. It's not about what you believe. It's about love. Because if you skip down to John 15:18, he says, if the world hates you for it, know they hated me long before they ever hated you. If you're going to complain about the media being fake, which it is, the fakest it's ever been. The media is so damn fake. The way they made me look to seem crazy. Sacramento Bee. I'm talking about the Sacramento Bee for a little bit. The Sacramento Bee is they're probably getting their shit together now, but in 2018, they fired like 50 of their staff members that year, shortly after. Because they're full of shit. They was putting out fake news, fake media coverage, making money off the Clark family because they're a failing newspaper. Nobody reads the newspaper anymore. So they want to use Stefan's name. They want to use Stevante's image for ratings and all types of money. They got the most. I guarantee you, if you go to their membership subscriptions, they probably have the biggest hike they've ever had off the death of Stefan Clark. And not just the Sacramento Bee. A lot of media entities got fat off my brother's name. Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah, I think that, I think the whole point where we're working is to change all that.
Yeah. So if you're not going to be a part of the solution, like how Zion is, and create their own Zion utopia instead of complaining about just the fake media, then you need to be quiet. Because what we're doing is we're saying we're tired of that. We're creating our own. We're doing our own. Yeah. We don't want the SAC be to tell our stories. Because obviously when they do it, they don't do it right. All types of typos, names spelled wrong, locations all messed up, facts are not being in, opinions being thrown out, a bunch of op-eds, and we tired of the op-eds. Facts.
That's what we're going to have our magazine too.
The movement, and the magazine is out. You can go get the magazine right now at IamSacEvents.org. Become a member. $5 to $100. Become a member right now. Because a lot of you people, I was guilty of this too, of not doing community service until I was forced to do it. Like the school. Well, you can only graduate unless you take this much community service hours. The court. Well, if you go back to jail if your ass don't do community service. Your wife. Honey, if we don't go out there and help the community, I'm not going to be helping you. You see? Yeah. We're all forced different ways. Yeah. And if your wife, I'm gonna say this, if your wife threatened you like that, maybe that ain't the one. I'm just teasing. But it's everybody love everybody, and we gotta help our community. And the easy way to help the community, we'll go to www.IamSacEvents.org. What do you want to say?
No, what I was gonna say is what you were saying, to help community, especially in our community. is so deficient. We need information. We need technology. We need people's.
They're trying to design it that way. They're trying to keep the black man under.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that. Black people, I'm talking to y'all right now. I know the world is watching. Whites, Asians, Mexicans, we love all y'all. Everybody love. But black people, black men, Malcolm X, again, because you know I love me some Malcolm. Malcolm has said the most disrespected person in America is the black woman. Stevante Clark believes the most villainized person in America, the most talked down person in America, the most hated person in America, the most perceived person in America is the black man. The black man you can't even be angry in America as a black man. Because you're just an angry black man. You're just a mad black man. Just like the mad black woman. Black people, African Americans, you have to understand, we are not immigrants. A lot of immigrants come from this country. They get loans. Let's talk about it. Come out here. I seen a brother ain't never been here. He from bumfuck Egypt, okay? He came here and got a loan for $500,000, right? And I was like, what the hell, right? He's like, yeah, I just have a loan. Pay my way through school. Got a little house. Got my new car. And I'm good. And I'm sitting there like, hold on. You ain't never worked here. You barely speak the English. You ain't got no family here. And you got $500,000 and they give it to you like that. He said, yeah, my cousin did the same thing. And I couldn't believe it. That's because he has the rights as an immigrant. He has the right as a person who is coming here to build the economy. Our job was not coming to build the economy. Our job was to build the economy. That's why they brought us here. Because in every society, you need a poor person. In every society, there's a poor person. There's a slave. There's a... Come on now. What do you think the Hebrews were in the Pharaoh days? What do you think the Jews were when Hitler was around? And what do you think America did to not only black people, Native Americans? Not even the Native Americans, they put them in Japanese and Chinese encampments here in America as well.
Economics.
So economics. Really, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. We don't qualify as immigrants because we're sons of slaves. That wasn't the agenda. The agenda was for us to fight for reparations. Until somebody fights harder and harder. If we don't fight as hard as reparations is now than ever before, we ain't gonna get no damn reparations. They will decide what reparations look like. They will say, well, reparations in a form look like better schools, cleaner roads, adequate Wi-Fi. And you will accept it because you have been given crumbs. You have been given nothing. So since you've been given nothing for so long, if they just give you a little piece of something, a mustard seed, you'll be scrambling and taking it. Give me that. Look at the guns on the street. How do y'all think all these guns got on the street? You think that came by accident? You think all these guns on these streets is by accident? No, the guns that are on the street are coming because these PPP loans, these EDD loans, all these people walking around not working, getting money for nothing, bored, not knowing what to do with the money, buying guns to protect themselves, because you don't know if you can get a Walmart and get shot. You can't go to the damn hookah bar without getting shot at. Can't go nowhere without everybody having guns. Guns are everywhere because everybody's got money flying, coming around, and they don't know what to do with it. I'm tired. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Y'all, I mean, how much damn gold chains do you need? How many damn cars and houses and guns do you really need?
I think that's why a lot of people,
a lot of people are full of shit.
When we asking funding money is good in a way if you're using it for the right.
Can't do shit without money.
For the right.
I want to say this too. Don't let me. Yeah. I am not a money down talker. Damn it! Don't nobody love money more than me.
It's how we use it.
Okay. I love me some. Trust me. But
yeah,
money. I went to a church and the pastor said, "Never say amen without your wallet." Okay, never say amen without your wallet.
I mean,
the money is good. You need the money.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in business 15 years, so you know how important the money is. But at the same time, don't let the money change you. Don't let the money change your morals. Don't become who you really always wanted to be just because you got some money. Now you're a piece of shit.
You can create business with it, with your money, so you can not only support yourself.
And black people haven't been given that opportunity. That's why I want to talk to black people on that note, because I love my black people. I love my brothers and sisters. March 18th, 2022. We're doing the Justice and Accountability March. We need your help.
Yes.
Sorry I get riled up. Sorry I get excited. Sorry I get passionate, because this movement shit is all I care for.
Yeah.
And you guys have to understand, either you're going to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Too many people are just willing to fall for anything. Fall for a shitty job. You rather work a 9 to 5, put in 40 hours a week to make somebody rich than put in 80 hours a day or a week or whatever to make your own family rich, to make sure your own family become wealthy, to make sure you become successful, to make sure you never got to work a day in your life. You rather work for somebody else. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I'm the crazy one. And I appreciate everybody that's working for somebody else.
Yeah, that's why I think especially with our community, if we don't get our people into businesses and wealth,
we're fucked.
At least 10-20%. That's our goal, to get our people, 20% of people in businesses, then 80% of the people can eat. And that's the only way. Otherwise, if we're just going to be working for others, for government, that's the highest job, or pay for corporate, companies, you're still working for others. But when you're building your own, you're not only supporting yourself, you're supporting your family, and we're supporting community too. Because we're hiring, we're getting jobs for our community. We're getting business opportunity for our community. So we got to be thinking like that in economy-wise. How do we build ourselves from grounds up? Through businesses. We only have 2% of our community in businesses. How do you support 2% of business? 98% of our population, black population.
Black people got to come together.
Yeah.
Black people, we got to come together.
It's impossible what we are against. But the only way we can do that is we need to learn to unite first. Because we are so divided.
IamSecFoundation.com.
Yeah, we are so divided.
Your ass
we
there.
need to work on our unity regardless, just like other community. That's how you see, like the Jewish. You don't find no poor, not that many.
No, that's not a poor. No, that's some poor Jewish people. There's some poor Jewish people.
No. I'm saying is how it's a good. We gotta learn from other community. That's what I'm saying.
I know. Yeah, we do. We gotta learn from other communities, but we also other communities need to learn from us
for ourselves.
Yeah, but other communities. I think it's a. I hear what you're saying, ZZ.
What I'm saying is,
no, I hear you. I hear you. No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I gotta push back on that. I can't let you just say that. You know what I mean?
Unity part.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Unite like every other community.
Yes, but not all other communities are united. A lot of communities. No, a lot of communities. Hold on. A lot of communities, they put up a front.
But I'm talking about the economy.
Even economy-wise. even economy wise, I'm telling you right now, sister. You gotta listen to me. Hear me out now.
So how many
companies? Hold on, let me say. Can I say something?
Black companies owned by 5-6 people.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
No, it isn't.
Hold on. So you have to understand that it may look on the outside like the economics are flourishing, that the family is good, that the dog is taken care of, that the picket fence is being polished every now and then, that the pool cleaner is cleaning the swimming pool every 2 weeks. It may look furbished on the outside, but the inside, the inside could be dirty. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are being accurate about the portrayals of other communities when it comes to the Black community, because we understand that perception can mean a lot. Okay, and a lot of other communities understand that as well. That perception can mean a lot, so they rather make that image, because a lot of things are image. The image look like it's all okay, even though the inner is really not all okay. And sometimes we fall for that image, but I think a lot of people, whether it be externally or internally, go through hurdles and go through struggles, whether it be economically, spiritually, mentally, physically. I think that is what makes us human. That's what makes there's only one race I believe in, that's the human race. The reason I separate Black people from all other races are because Black people in America, African Americans, are the only people in this country that are sons of slaves. We are the only people in this country that are not immigrants. We are the Native Americans. They took their shit, killed them off, wiped them off, and gave them some little reservations and shit. But Black people were taken from our land, stolen, some sold. The first African Americans in 1619 were actually traded for food. Weren't sold or bought, they were traded for food. So we were given up, brought here, used for economical purpose to build America while they build America, and thrown and used, and like women being raped, children being slaughtered, tortured, being tortured to the highest extent, the brutality, Willie Lynch, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, dropout factories, food deserts, mental health on the highs ever. Like, it's just crazy. And that's because let me not say they. The system has was designed to work against our people. Why come Black people don't qualify for all these $500,000 loans? How come Black people you don't see? They want to talk about transitional affordable housing. How the hell are you talking about transitional affordable housing on the land that I goddamn built, on the land that I paved for you to even be here? God damn it, Black people. They've killed our leaders. They're assassinating our leaders. They've destroyed infiltrated our movements with all types of rats and snitches, and paid our brothers to snitch on and kill our own brothers and shit. They've done such a great job of mass manipulating our people on a higher level with no accountability attached to it. That's why you hear brothers so quick to kill their own brother based on geographical locale they own no parts of. Because it's a slave mentality. I'd rather kill this slave because his field is bigger than my master's field. His plantation is bigger than my plantation, so I'm gonna kill that brother. Because my master it's a slave mentality. It's a Willie Lynch syndrome. And if we as the people don't escape that Willie Lynch syndrome, that slave mentality, that Jim Crow mindset, we are going to go extinct.
That's why I said we need to unite. We're not giving examples.
We are united. We are uniting, but we are doing it on our pace because we have to. It's like a toxic. It's like a toxic relationship. It's easy. It might be easy getting out of the toxic relationships, but it's harder to take yourself out of those toxic mindsets, those toxic triggers, those toxic things that you were doing so that way you can grow and be and not toxic with your next relationship. You can't grow and be not toxic if you ain't untraumatized and unhealed those toxic behaviors from the last relationship. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get to here.
I know conversation exactly what you mean
with Mr. Clark.
But what I'm saying is,
my mama said, hold on. You said, but
went through those
yes, I know, not like black people, not like black people. No, you cannot compare black people's struggle to nobody else's. I will not allow that. Can't allow that.
The solution.
No, but you try to compare a black struggle with another. Don't compare us.
No, not.
We the chosen people. All right, come on.
We gotta learn from each other. You see what I mean? That's what unity, like I've learned, humanity comes
I've learned I learned how to boycott from my Mexican brothers and sisters. Cesar Chavez and Al Rojas. Si se puede. Si se puede. Viva la raza. I love my Mexican, my brown brothers and sisters. Matter of fact, when slaves were escaping the brutality of the white man, a lot of those slaves went to Mexico, and Mexico said, we're not returning them because we love our black brothers and sisters. So I love Mexico, and I love my Mexican brothers and sisters. It's not just about black and white. It's about accountability and justice and transparency on all levels. And I'm not anti anything, y'all. Everybody love everybody. Yes. I'm anti-hate.
Yeah.
I'm anti-deceit. I'm anti-mass manipulation. I'm anti-black people not getting our motherfucking reparations. Excuse my French, bitch. y'all took my language. If you wouldn't have took my language and stripped me of my culture and stripped me of, I wouldn't be talking like this. You wouldn't hear me say shit, fucking all that, because I would have my own language. I'd have my own way to dialogue. Mm-hmm. She can speak Tagalog, Amharic. Speak some Amharic for the people real quick, Z.
ሰላም ይሁን ለዚህ ዓለም ሰላም ይምጣልን ፍቅር ሰላም unity አንድነት means love.
You see, so we can't even translate because translate for me, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Let us learn, grow, and heal together. If we weren't stripped of our language and our culture, every black person in America would be able to do that.
I'm trying to translate as much as I can.
You gotta translate no more. All right, but that's what I'm trying to
say is true.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is.
But look, we gotta start the solution from is today and tomorrow.
Yesterday, we gotta start the solution. Because goddamn it, we running out of time.
Yeah, it's always good to know our past. It's always good to know
because there's a failure to know the past. If you don't know the past, the failure is that you repeat it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know it.
You don't want to repeat. Because even look, the problem what we have as us is like we're falling into the same trap again and again. So that's what I'm saying. We gotta know what that trap is putting there for us. So every time we tap into that trap and then we fail, and then they put it the same trap again for us, whether it's in Africa or here. So we, like you were saying, we gotta wake up to that. Know that that's a trap. We should go a different way.
No, the problem is, I agree. It's a trap. We've become desensitized by these killings, and for some reason, to the internet, everything is so fucking funny. Everything needs to be commentated on or be a meme or be ignored. Like, this is real life. This is real life.
But the problem is if we don't solve the problem fast,
the
whole world is going to fall on us.
What's going to happen is black people, they say we are only 13% of the population. Nearly 40% of the prison population.
That's
28% of those. Hold on, Z. I know you get real passionate. But come on, Z. And Zion is passionate because she wants some change now.
Yeah.
She
Soon
tired.
as possible.
That's why she like, oh, wait the fuck a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to tell you now, we are 13% of the population allegedly. Yeah, we are 28% of those killed by law enforcement. Men lie, women lie, numbers do not. Mm-hmm. I got about 5 more minutes. My last 5 minutes, I just want to let you know that you are special, you are great, you are wise, you're smart, you are loved, you're blessed, you're worthy. Mm-hmm. You deserve every good thing you got coming to you. You deserve all the partnerships, all the business deals, all the LLCs, the 501c3s, the new relationships, the new friendships. You deserve all the money that's coming your way, all that money that's coming in your account, all the money that's coming through the mail, all those checks coming your way. You deserve all that. You deserve the finer things in life. You deserve those vacations. You deserve those 5-star meals. You deserve to look good when you step out. You deserve that $300,000 car. You deserve those $5,000 shoes. You deserve it all. You deserve it. You deserve it. But you also, have an obligation. You have an obligation to do what's right for humanity. You have an obligation to serve your community. You have an obligation to be better than you by helping others. You have an obligation to serve. You cannot lead if you do not serve.
You got to give back.
You cannot be great if you just settle with being good. You cannot have what you don't have if you're not willing to give up what you have. Yeah. I'm talking about sleep. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about a peace of mind. I'm talking about time. Money. I'm talking about money. If you're not willing to give up, if you're not willing to sacrifice some shit, to really, I mean, make some sacrifices, then you will never make it to that next level that it will require new devils. Yeah. I'd rather be, look, if I'm a grieve, let us grieve comfortably. Let us not grieve in poverty. Let us not grieve without getting our reparations. Let us not grieve in some cheap-ass fabrics. If we're going to grieve, let us grieve comfortably. I'd rather grieve on that marble floor than that piss-stained carpet. Okay? Never say amen without your wallet. Because you don't need the money. That Jesus on the line? If it ain't Jesus on the line, hang up. If it ain't, was it Jesus then? Because if it ain't Jesus on, was that Jesus? Because Ethiopia is. Come on now.
But when you say give, I want to talk about that too, because
we ain't got time to talk about that. ZZ, we ain't got time to talk about that though.
$5, $10.
No, we ain't got time. Oh yeah, we got time to talk about that.
That's what I mean. Oh, let me talk.
Oh my bad. How about that? We need your money, y'all. www.
When we're asking people $5, $10, it goes a long way. If we have 10,000 people just donating $5, $10, that goes a long way. We can make a huge difference from grounds up, helping the community, get into businesses, get into training, get into college, get into poverty mentality or food, nutrition. We can provide so much with the money. That's why I'm always saying to people, look, we need the money to be able to give, not use that money for our own selfish interest. I mean, we can do that too, but at least give back to the community the basic things that they require.
No, we don't need to be giving out.
Other people kids.
We don't need to be spending all this show nuts. Yeah. Y'all, there's so many guns out on the streets right now. So many people are dying right now.
Yeah, your grandma just called us. There was a shooting right now just today.
Somebody got shot in Lemon Hill the other day too. Yeah. Y'all, black people, white people, all people, we got to get our shit together.
Yes. Everybody needs to contribute too.
And I'm not saying put the guns down and go fight. No. Because you might beat somebody's ass and they might come back and kill your ass for beating their ass. You might beat somebody to death. So I'm saying stop it. Learn how to communicate. Mm-hmm. When America has a problem with motherfucking Saudi Arabia, they don't just go over there and start killing niggas. No. Unless it's like Libya or something, Saddam Hussein or some shit. Then they go over there and just bomb and shit, drones and shit. But somebody like Saudi Arabia, or look at Syria. President al-Assad has been killing off his country for I don't know how long. Nobody did nothing to al-Assad. No, they had negotiations. They talked. They come up with some resolution. Just don't kill as many people as you was good. How about that? Mm-hmm. You know, America says, we'll take that. You know, they negotiate. I'm just saying, we got to learn how to negotiate. Mm. We have to go back to the rules of engagement. There's no more rules of engagement. Mm. We've lost it. No, nobody care about the kids no more. Homelessness is on the rise like crazy. I don't want to talk about that because that's going to be a whole other hour conversation. The sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about who's paying for it either. Y'all want to talk about the survival sex, the sex trafficking. And it's almost becoming, damn it, you might not be able to afford to live in California if you ain't selling something illegal. That's the way it started. And that's the way they're designed it to be because they're creating more prisons than schools. Yeah. It's a fucked up.
But isn't it amazing how they spend billions of dollars to build prison, but they're not spending billions of dollars to build school in the neighborhood?
No, it's not amazing. That's how it was designed to be.
Yeah.
But because once you build these prisons, once you build these prisons, they are free labor. They're slave encampments. Yeah. Now you got people putting out fires across the state. Yeah. Getting paid shit, risking their lives, get out of those programs where they were putting out fires to be released and can't even get a job as a damn firefighter. Mm-hmm. Now that's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. Nobody's fighting for the inmates who've been putting out fires and wildfires since these crooked ass governments started trying to contain the fires. Mm-hmm. The Native Americans had them contained. Yeah. The Native Americans never had to contain a wildfire. The Native Americans never had to deal with the sewage the way this shit's going. The Native Americans had the water looking good. They had the sewage lines looking good. They had a flow of things. They had everything great. Mm. Here comes America. Fucking shit up. Spreading more wildfires. You know what I mean? Destroying people's lives. Leaving all types of shit in the water, plastic and debris and shit. It's horrible here. And that's because we haven't gotten to the basics. I know I got to go. I know I've been past my hour. But damn it, we got to get back to the basics. Mm. If you are not feeding me, you eating off me. Huh? I don't give a damn who it is. Friends no longer exist. That's out. If we rocking together, we growing together, we tight, we locked in, we solid. You ain't not a friend, you're an extension of me. Because nowadays, people are so with these hidden agendas that they're not really for you. They're for what you're against or for what you are for, which means they cannot be trusted. I can't trust nobody that's not for me. What about you? Can you trust somebody that's not for you? Mm-hmm. No. So we have to focus on bringing people in our lives that are going to be there for us unconditionally. But understand there might be some people that, might use you for the cause and you might use them for the cause and it might work out together. It might be people that come in there that might be what you're against and you might be against it and you guys might be against that for some time. I'm against the system and I'm against mass incarceration. I could work with certain people when it comes to us fighting that fight, but when it comes to uniting on them and going to a potluck and like she always say, we ain't trying to marry these people, right, Z?
We're trying to work with them.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Zion has been amazing when it comes to a business partner. She has always had the best fashion style. You see her fashion has always been on cue.
Green, yellow, red color.
She's always been
with colorful people.
Yes. She's always been
color
amazing.
As much as I can.
and just she's such a intellectual person when it comes to business, and she's helped start the core program here in Sacramento. And I'm lucky and blessed to have such an amazing business partner. I wish everybody had a business partner like Zia, but you don't. You don't. And I'm sorry you guys don't. And you do with me. How about that? Okay, you need some advice, come with me, and I'll tell you what she said. That was I'm playing. But I wish everybody had a good business partner like Zion, and not just because of that, because it helps bridge the gap between the African community and the African American community. That's why I think, especially Black people, we need to work with our people that are not just African Americans, but people that are outside of African Americans, still African, because they are still our brothers and sisters. If the USA was the United States of Africa, the way I would like it to be, then you will see more connections between Africans and Ethiopia and Sudan and Nigeria, so on and so forth. But but it's designed to separate these Europeans, these British, these colonial empires. Where do you think a lot of the Americans are from? A lot of people in America, white people tell Black people all the time, go back to where you came from. Yeah. But where the hell did you come from? Because you didn't come from here.
That's why I say, especially Africa is so disadvantaged. Because if African American were wealthy and advantaged, then they will help Africa. Just like every country or continent, European are advantaged because of the American economy. Asian is advantaged because of the American economy. Like I was saying, even whoever, even Mexico, being next to America, has economical advantage. Israel has economical advantage when it comes to America. Europe, forget it. Without American economy, they can't even exist. Asia, the same thing. But Africa doesn't have that advantage when it comes to America because they are oppressing already the African American, so they don't go to Africa and support Africa. So if we do that, if diasporas in African America woke up and support Africa, then the European would not be taking advantage of Africa. The Asia would not be taking advantage of Africa. So it is by design. That's why I say, our African American and Africans need to wake up and unite. Like I'll say, we're not trying to marry. Even if we do, that's fine. I don't have any problem. But we need to work on our economics by learning from others. That's what I'm saying. Other community, other neighborhoods, how they work, like Mexico. You know how much money they get Mexico in a year? Because the Mexicans send money to Mexico. But you don't see that with African American doing the same thing for Africa, building businesses in Africa. And instead, the Europeans are taking advantage of Africa. Asia is taking advantage of Africa. Do you see what I mean? So we need to have African Americans sitting on the table in Africa. Then the people would benefit. We can create our own economy.
True.
But we need some help. You see what I mean? From here, from diasporas and African Americans. That's how I see when I go to Africa. What is the deficiency in Africa is because the European, they're taking advantage of Africa. You see what I mean? So, but still the African kids still don't have proper nutrition. They don't have proper hygiene, clean water. They don't have proper health care. Do you see what I mean?
You're right.
That is the basic things that every Black child in this world should have, that basic right for what our ancestors paid for especially for European in America. Do you see what I mean? But what is our benefit for what we have given through our resources, through our slavery? Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? And then they still think we're just living so they can still make us fight and divide and take advantage of every day. Even here in America, even though we're sitting in an opportunity land called "This is America" is an opportunity land. That's why I come here and do what I do. But what I see is, why isn't African American taking advantage of that opportunity? You see what I mean?
Right.
When other people come from a different country, take advantage of the opportunity that their people build that opportunity. The Black people build that opportunity. You see what I mean?
Right.
By slaving. So that's why we need to wake up and unite and ask to build what we need to build: business, companies, training centers, schools, healthcare, food, everything. We can do that here in the United States because we have the resource, we have the technology, we have the information, we have the fund. We just need to unite and ask for that. You see what I mean?
Right.
And that's what we're working towards right now. Because we need to get our paperwork ready, our business plan ready, our strategy ready, everything, our team ready. So we can take what it is, what we can do for ourselves that they couldn't do for us for generation. And we're still expecting them to solve our problem. We got to solve our problem. That's the only way. Do you see what I mean? But we still expect our people, still expect the solution from them. I don't know from who. You know what I mean? The solution is within us. We have to look at God, ask Him what this, so He'll give it to us. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. So that's what we're working at. That's what we're begging for people to be a member. That's what we're begging people to be part of the movement. We've been working for the past 3 years with nothing. And working with you has taught me a lot that they have, covered up. They don't want to talk about the real stuff.
And that leads me to the SAC 6 program, you guys.
So we need your help, whichever way, financially, mentally, time-wise. Don't hold your information and knowledge, especially in our community. We cannot afford to hold information and knowledge to pass it to ours. Which
Thank
one
you,
and
Zion.
teach one.
Thank you, Zion, for
we
that.
Gotta do that.
Thank you, Zion. Your passion is there. Your passion is there. You're a very passionate person.
Ask God why.
Too slow. All right, no. All right, yeah. Very passionate. I love the passion. I can feel it.
It's
fucking contagious. Now, you guys, thank you all for joining me for this special conversation, Mr. Clark. But you know the SAC 6, right? So I'm going to go over the SAC 6, and then I'm going to call it a wrap because honestly, I'm hungry. You hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm thirsty too. Water.
Thank your thirsty ass. But shout out to Zion for being a special guest on Conversation.
Thank
Mr.
you for
Clark.
having me.
Thank you, for always joining us, always making this a great conversation, always having fun with me on this broadcast. I appreciate you so much. Can't wait to have you again. Might have you back sooner than later. You know it. So
I appreciate you too. You do your work. You do your work 10 hours a day. How many hours do you sleep? 2, 3, 4 hours?
0.
So
I haven't slept for 3 years.
You're the most hardworking man I know.
Thank you.
So with nothing, with no payment, nothing.
All for the people.
That's what we need.
Love the people. So, all right, we have a SAC 6 program. I love my SAC 6 program.
Mm-hmm.
I made it with my heart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I made it with you guys in mind. So number one is bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk community. But before we bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk community, we must bridge the gap between community and community.
Yeah.
Us or nothing, FUBU, for us, by us, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So bridge the gap between community and community before we bridge the gap with law enforcement and our community. We cannot bridge the gap with them if we don't bridge the gap with us. We must start our own de-escalation tactical teams.
Yes.
We must start our own restoration teams. We must start our own formation. We must start our own and have our own uniforms.
Yes.
We must grow and feed each other, because if we are not feeding each other, we are eating off one another. And we need to grow and build within ourselves, a movement within ourselves as one person, come together with our brothers and our sisters, create that movement in the village, then spread that village movement out there to the other people in the community, within the world, within the universe. Why do you? Okay. Number 2 is very important, because number 2 is inform and educate on policy and legislative change. Like I said, the word inform means to give facts. The word educate means to give moral, social, intellectual instruction. Policy and legislative change is legacy on paper. Stephon Clark law, the George Floyd Policing Act, the updating of the foot pursuit policy, the updating of the body camera policy here in Sacramento. Those are all part of policy and legislative change that we hope to inform and educate on here within the I Am SAC Foundation. Number 3 is provide resources and healing spaces for those in need in our community, for those in the underdeserved community, for those in the underfunded communities, for those in the high risk and at-risk communities, to provide resources and healing spaces. We believe give a man a fish, eat for a day, teach him how to use the internet. You might never hear from that brother again. Or teach a man how to fish, or give a man a fish, eat for a day, and teach him how to fish. He'll eat for a lifetime. You cannot have the resources without the healing spaces, like you can have the healing spaces without the resources. You cannot give me some work, give me an opportunity to feed my family, put me in the boots that I need, and then put me out there with the trauma, with the mental health that I haven't gotten over, with the destruction of myself that I haven't overcame because of drugs and so on and so forth. We cannot get to the resources part if we don't get to the healing part, and we cannot heal if we don't have the resources to do so. Number 4 is very important because it's the commemoration aspect of what we do within IamSacFoundation.com. And what we do is legacy, 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 legacy. That's why number 4 is to commemorate the life and ongoing legacy of my dear brother Stephon Alonzo Clark, so that his name may live in a positive light for generations and generations and generations long after you and I have left this earth. That is why we do what we do. That's why this is a movement and not a moment, because it is through the lens, under the umbrella of Stephon Alonzo Clark. Stephon Clark is the boss. I'm just the communications director. If you don't like the communications, take it up with the boss. Number 5 is receive recommendations from you, the people, on how to prevent Stephon's from ever happening again. I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. I don't want all the answers. I don't want to know everything. That's why we need your help. We need your answers. We need your comments, your suggestions, your feedback. We need you to become a member of this movement by going to www.iamsacevents.org, by joining the movement, not a moment, whether it be for $5 to $100, $10 to $15, $15 to $20, whatever you got, we'll take $2. It don't matter. Whatever you can do to support this movement, to take us to the next level, we need your help. We'd rather your time worth more than your money. That's why you go to IamSacFoundation.com and become a member and join and sign up to our newsletter, because your time is worth more than your money. Don't just talk about it. Let's be about it. And number 6 is the pillar of everything I do. Number 6 is the golden rule, the golden gospel. John 15:12 says, love each other as I've loved you. Just skip down to John 15:18. He said, the world hates you for it, though they hated me long before they ever hated you. John 15:12 says, love each other as I have loved you. That's why we say everybody loves everybody. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Thank you all for joining me for a special conversation with Mr. Clark. Please make sure you become a member of the movement by going to www.iamsacevents.org, and let us learn, grow, and heal together by going to www.iamsacfoundation.com. Remember, it's a movement, not a moment.